Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. How is everyone this fine Woo Woo Wednesday? I realize this it's supposed to be a duck is very, very washed out. Maybe I will remedy that real quick. I don't know if we get closer we can see. No, gosh, it just looks like glowing craziness, doesn't it? Wrigley got this from his grandma, but that's what it's supposed to look like. I'm just gonna set that there. And hello, let's get into it. Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. How is everybody this fine Woo Wednesday? I don't remember if I did my little intro. I think I did. Check on in. Let us know that you're here. Last night was a very magical night. This is one of the photos I took. I know that these northern lights were visible. Even people that I know of down in Florida got really great pictures of what was going on. And I noticed as I was scrolling my social media, because I did go on Facebook last night because I'm like, oh, let me just see, all the cool pictures of it. I did notice that a lot of people were like overly saturating their photos when you really didn't need to. I thought that it looked so good just as it was. And it's interesting because it was almost invisible at first. It was almost invisible to the naked eye. But as we drove out of the city, kind of the city lights area, we kind of went out to this place called Kelly Island, which is, I mean, it's still very much in civilization. It's not like out in the boonies or anything, but it's just this little river access place that we like to go from time to time. So I took the kids and, well, my husband took all of us down there, and I took some fun pictures of the kids, which you may have noted the thumbnail of today's video is my boys. And if you missed it, you clicked on it and just didn't really understand what it was, I will show you. And it's really hard to see on, let me brighten my phone up. Maybe that'll help. The new way the newer iPhone that I just got is, it's hard for me to figure out sometimes how to brighten things up. I don't think you really, oops, we don't need the information. Come on. Okay, why? Why it does this, I don't know. I don't want to adjust it. I just want to look at it. Okay. Yeah, you cannot at all see the Big Dipper. Oh, you can kind of see it right here, like the dipper part, and then the handle kind of goes up below Boston's chin, or kind of right directly under his nose. It's much cooler when you can see it on the thumbnail. So yeah, like I was saying, kind of earlier on in the evening, this was the very first picture I took. I saw this, the kids were calling them green tornadoes, but you could see it forming. It almost looked kind of grayish white, and then you could see the green. The best I've ever personally seen them with the naked eye was back in 2003. And it was at this party spot called the Racetracks in Libby. No, I was not personally partying it up. I was just hanging out with everybody. But yeah, it was like 4 something in the morning, and you could see it was the green and blue ones, and it was in the summer. Weirdly enough, there was a huge solar storm. But they were moving very, compare it to the movement of cloud speed, very quickly, in my opinion. They were forming and dancing and swirling and almost looked like those sylph clouds, the way they were doing. And that was without, back in 2003, I didn't have a cell phone or even a decent camera that could even capture them. So I don't have any evidence of it other than my memory of it. But it was like the colors of what I'm seeing a lot of people have posted. But yeah, by 11 p.m. So we took these about 7:30 or so. We went down there because it was already dark. It had gotten dark and it was getting darker and darker, Oh my gosh, this lighting situation is not. Maybe if I bring down the lighting on here. But yeah, so see, I try to. It hates me. It freaking hates me. Okay, there we go. All right, this should be better, maybe. Okay, I'm liking this better. I mean, it looks horrendous on video here on the live, but wow, it was so pretty. Um I got a bunch of the kids like with silhouette. Silhouette when I was oh my gosh, the adjust. Um when I was a professional photographer, my favorite thing to do was I would shoot golden hour, which was kind of that hour and a half before it got dark out, which in the summer can be upwards of 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And so as it's starting to get dark and the stars are coming out, the moon's out, then I would take silhouettes of clients against the sky, and it was just so beautiful. Like that was one of my favorite highlight moments for my photography journey. So it was really fun to have silhouette options with the northern lights with my kids. They were good sports. And then a guy that was fishing actually um came up with his like headlight lamp and kind of illuminated Wrigley's face in this one, and I just thought that was so cool. You see his face is illuminated, and then Boston in this one. Same, the guy was getting closer as he was walking, but it was just so magical. And I'm like kicking myself, like, why didn't I bring my big kid camera and my tripod and actually get some like absolutely stunning photos? I might today, I guess tonight, potentially there's potential for that again, but it may not be as exciting as last night. But these were my phone was being very true to form to the color. It was just bringing them out. It was almost like acting as a bit of a spotlight on what was actually there. But I did see a lot of people were, editing them just super saturated, super bright colors. And oh, supposed to be brighter tonight. Okay, see, for some reason I thought last night was the peak. And then, okay, so I just have that backwards. That's awesome. Um, yeah. And this is basically what you'd see with the naked eye, but just enhanced. That's what I loved about it. Um, Wrigley again. Yeah, I'm sure these look horrible on video here. Oh, speaking of video, I even did get some video. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So this is the video version is about pretty much what you were seeing with the naked eye. If I had to. Yeah, see that's about what you color-wise what I was seeing with the naked eye, what my video was showing. Oh my gosh, and again, it's not showing up very pretty or very well. Um, but then the picture or the phone camera photo would enhance what was already there. So I thought that was so cool. And then Wrigley wanted he's because I'm taking all these pictures of the kids and stuff, and Wrigley's like, "Let me get one of you, mommy." So I was like, "Okay." Um, I had my hair because I like my sister called. She's like, "Get outside! You gotta see this." So like I'm in the bath, so like a rush out of the bath. Oh, I love this one. Boston and Wrigley. Wrigley's doing the V for victory, and then you can see the Big Dipper really well, at least in the photo I have. Maybe I'll just make a community post with some of my highlight favorite photos, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because this is horrendous. What I'm trying to show you. I apologize. This is not cute. I like that one too. Okay, what direction am I going? Okay, I did show you guys those ones. I probably have been showing you guys like the same 6 or 7 over and over. 6, 7, 6, 7. Oh my god, those kids with the 6, 7. But okay, so this was, and I love it. I think you can barely see it here. There's this little star cluster right there, a little white dot. The 7 sisters, the Pleiades. You could see it so clearly with the northern lights. Normally, you kind of almost have to look to the side of the Pleiades to actually make out that there's stars there. At least at my house, but I zoomed in on it. There you go. Look at that. It almost looks like a question mark. It's so cool. I just kind of wished this was, the Pleiades, and then you have uh, Taurus, the Bull, and Orion, and then the star Sirius all come in this kind of snapshot of the sky, which I actually have a painting of. A girl I went to high school with traded me a big photo session for this amazing painting that she did of that part of the sky, which my moon is located in that part of the sky. So I love it. I love it so much. And then there's Wrigley again. This is kind of how it looked just with the naked eye. I tried to adjust for a few of my photos. Well, my phone kept glitching out. Like it would glitch out like I'd open the camera app and it'd just be a black screen, like nothing. I didn't access to nothing. Restarted it. I'd be able to shoot photos for a few minutes and then black screen again. Like it, my phone was glitching out because of I'm guessing not just about the electromagnetic frequency or whatever, because like my husband was taking pictures, Boston was taking pictures with his phone, and theirs were fine. I think it was my, I don't know, electromagnetic field reacting to the phone, because what I both times I had the hand right on the phone. Like it won't even give me the option to like restart my phone. But my energy is, it puts out street lights when I walk under them. It does all sorts of crazy stuff with especially electronics. And my husband always used to joke, well, it's just a user error. I mean, obviously, I'm a little off. This is one my husband took of me. And I love that I'll just kind of zoom in. The Pleiades is right in front of my face. I think that's so cool. Pleiadian. Pleiadian vibes. And I'm going to catch up on your guys' comments. But I love just those kind of almost purples and blues on this end over here. Oh, with the green and the pink. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Let's get to the point. Let's see. Oh, this was an accident. Wrigley's like, I want to take a picture of you, mommy. And this is the picture he took. Look at all those orbs around between us. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's very blurry. I'm just sitting there with my fanny pack. I wear my fanny pack kind of like as a crossbody bag. I'm just sitting there standing there with my fanny pack and all these cool orbs. I just thought that was the neatest thing. But this right here, this is more true to like how you see it with the naked eye, at least where I was, without all the light pollution. And then this is, phone. I just went back to kind of that live version photo. And then, yeah, here's another one Wrigley took. Oh my gosh. Sorry about the lighting, you guys. It's kind of blurry because you got to hold still with that live action, what have you. Let's see. Yeah, and then I love the reflection of it off the water, the river there. Well, it's a little inlet of the river that kind of comes in and forms a little area. Yeah, this is almost what we were seeing, just slightly more saturated. But I did not edit these in my phone. I just left them as is because it was already more enhanced than I was seeing it physically. And I want to remember it the way I actually saw it, not, oh, it's pretty. Let me make it so saturated that like my teeth are bleeding. Like, you know what I mean? But this is directly out of what the phone was capturing. Some of them were really, there's another one of me looking up. Oh, Versus, I'll show yours as well. I'm like, yeah, my hair looks crazy. Let me put it up. So my husband took that, or no, Wrigley took that one. Yeah, if you didn't hold like dead still, it would blur with the settings that I had going on. But Wrigley, Boston again. Oh, I love that one. And then, yeah, it was starting to get almost this like aqua color going on as well. This was right before we left. Yeah, and then he moved, so it like blurred his face big time because someone was coming into the parking lot. So he looked, and you're supposed to hold dead still for like 3 seconds. And then there's pretty much, I think the last one I took out there. No, I took a few more. But it was starting what I thought to fade. Like this is what it was looking like. So I'm like, oh, I guess it's kind of over. Like, let's go home and whatever. But then I got home and I'm like, oh, I guess we can see them. Because when we left my house, you couldn't even see. I mean, you could maybe tell the sky almost looked hazy or something and like kind of grayish, like, something's kind of weird here. But by the time it was, 8:15 when we got home there, that's close to what you were seeing with the naked eye. I mean, of course, it didn't look that light out because it almost looks like it's kind of light outside. It was darker, but like the vibrancy of it was a little, maybe just a slightly less than what you're seeing here. I got to hold it on an angle or else it just kind of blows out. But I mean, just some absolutely breathtaking ones. Yeah, I love that one. Just kind of reflected off the house. Oh, you can't even see it there. That's better. Kind of reflected off my house windows there. Oh, Boston was jumping on the trampoline, so he's all blurry because you're supposed to hold still. And then him taking photos, I thought that was so cool. And then I thought, ooh, I have this really cool picture when we first got Arthur of his silhouette with the sunset. And I thought, ooh, let me try to do one with the northern lights. He turned his head though. So you can see the white patch of his chest. He's kind of looking toward the northern lights there. This is actually looking east. And even some pictures I took going to the south were like bright magenta at like 10 something at night, 9 something at night. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so this was it's like 8:30 still. And this is even with light pollution. So 8:37 p.m. I was like, "Holy cow, it's getting intense." So I like went out on my balcony off my bedroom and was taking pictures, and like every area of the sky, up, down, sideways, the horizon, every direction you looked, it was just beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty. And it would change so quickly that I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. You can't once you pop, you can't stop. And this is almost what you were seeing with the naked eye. That's why I was just like, "Wow, wow, wow." And again, I'm not gonna enhance these because that's what I saw, and I want the memory to remain true to what I saw. But then later, and I love the one with the cloud just kinda hanging out there. Um, yeah, just it was just changing and shifting, and this is looking directly up. I remember that. And this was, like, almost close to what you were seeing. Of course, it was a little bit lighter on the camera than in person as far as what was being captured here, but yeah. And then by almost 10, so this is around 10 o'clock. See how much more intense the colors got with that magenta? Again, this is just no editing, just what my camera caught, and same with that one. And it was probably about that intense with the naked eye, and then looking out, you're just like, "Wow." It was intense. I was just like, "Wow." It was so magical, and I could just feel the energy pouring in, even, like, before I even read that this was gonna be a thing, probably 25 minutes before my sister called me. I'm like, "Oh, maybe I'll venture out and see if I can see him tonight." Like, it wasn't even, like, a plan, but, like, all day I was feeling, like, energized and, like, extra for some reason. And look how this again, this is not edited. This is just how it came out. I was just like, "Wow, that is so intensely beautiful." And even though the colors are kind of muted in this, I love it because it looks like what I was actually seeing. That's why I love it so much. This is looking directly overhead at that point, and this is at 9:59 p.m. and directly up above my house. So this is the third story of my house, and then looking up. Um, and then again, 10 o'clock, looking east, east again, kind of southeast, and then due south. Look how bright magenta it was due south. It was more seemingly green and blues kind of looking north, but then the more south or west or east you were looking, it was more of those magenta colors, at least where I was at that time, 10:02. Yeah, so that's all she wrote pretty much for me today. But I'm gonna go back out tonight and see what I can get. And I don't know, I got such cool photos with my phone that maybe I'll just not bring the big camera, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool to at least try to get some cool ones with the big camera. It just takes so long to set it up and all the fun things, but I'd rather just click, 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 click. But then the artist in me wants to actually capture what I'm seeing rather than what my phone is trying to tell me I'm seeing with these overly saturated colors. So yeah, I like to set it close enough to what I was seeing rather than a lot of those auto settings, people were just getting super bright. Or maybe they were even personally editing them to make them even brighter. But oh, you got orbs too. Oh, that's so cool. And then you were sharing oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, she got some really, and you're down in, correct me if I'm wrong, Georgia, right? So way up north in Montana, way down south in Georgia, like still getting some amazing, amazing stuff. Oh, and I forgot to answer how the Halloween parade was for the kids. It was good. Yeah, we had a lot of fun and it went by so fast. It always does, but I'm going to catch up on your comments, and then I think we're going to do a collective reading. We're going to bring that Alchemy of Spirit deck back on out to play, just to tune into these high vibrational energies, because this is just, I'm like keep hearing finally, just some real beauty as far as the energy has kind of let up. I was in this almost like limbo kind of void space, nothing too exciting, nothing too bad, just kind of there. And now I'm just feeling very inspired. I was getting downloads for ideas for my book again. Oh, it's 11/22. That's my mom's birthday. Well, on 11/22 is her birthday, but it's 11/22. Which she will be here on her birthday this year, which is cool. But upon waking today, I heard, why fight the Matrix? I heard, why fight the Matrix? And this was like my own spirit speaking to me. I heard, why fight the Matrix? When you've outgrown something, you just take it off. And I was just like, holy cow. Like, what a profound, simple, but profound way to look at it. There's no need to fight it or rebel against it or shout from the rooftops a better way to do things. Just, it's like you outgrow, shoes or a pair of pants or underwear or a t-shirt. You don't fight that t-shirt that you outgrew and call it bad or say, you whatever. You literally just take it off. What you do after that, whether you burn it or throw it away or donate it to someone who could use it. I don't want to donate the Matrix to anybody because we don't need it. We don't need it. But just take it off, alchemize it. We don't need it anymore. We don't need to fight it, but we don't need it. We just need to embody who we are in true spirit within the confines or kind of adjacent to the confines of this matrix. It was a very profound download. And I also got attacked by a swarm of yellow jackets in my dream, not in real life, in my dream. And then Machine Gun Kelly was there for some reason. And he was like trying to like ask me out. And I'm just like, yeah, not at all. I know how you are. You're very immature soul wise. We're good. So funny. Yeah. So like a lot of weird dreams, downloads. Yeah, I felt the psychic attack come in with that bee sting. I got stung 4 times in the dream. One, I get stung or bit by some sort of bug or spider or stung by a bee or bit by a snake right here almost all the time. And weirdly enough, I did actually get attacked by a dog. You can see that little scar. That's my nail mark that I just made by going like that. This little scar right here is actually a dog bite that I received. I even remember the date. It was August of 2002, if you believe that, August 21st, 2002. It was the day before our dog Pixie died. That's how I remember the date. Not that I'm like randomly remembering dates I got bit by a dog, but my dog died the very next day. So I remember that date for that reason. And then the dog, I told this story way back at one point on one of the live streams, but the dog actually had to be put down that bit me because he was kind of a neighborhood menace. And they said, well, if he's going to finally bite somebody, because he's been intimidating a lot of people in the neighborhood at the time. But I like went down, we were down at the annex building of the courthouse. Like, I'm like begging them, please don't terminate the dog. Like maybe we could just have the owner give it up to somebody who could take it out of town and like love it away from other people. And they are just like, nah, we're putting it down by 5 p.m. today. And it was so sad for me. But weirdly enough, I get attacked and, my right hand is where, my finger got cut off and stuff. So I'm always attacked on the right hand, but weirdly enough, the attacks of bites, the stings, a lot of that stuff always comes in like right here. And weirdly enough, that's like a pressure point. And I push this point a lot when I get migraines to help, Oh, you had 2 fish in your dream today. One was almost trying to jump. Oh, how cool. And 2 fish. That's a representation of Pisces. That's a very cool dream. Okay, let me catch up on your comments and then we're going to get right into our collective reading. And it looks like we have a donation that came in from Brianna. So we're going to get into that. So Verisha's here. Hello. Brianna's here, obviously. She sent a donation. Hello, my dear. Solar Siren. Hello. Brianna, I saw you. Yes, Linda's here. Hello, Linda. If I'm missing anyone, hopefully I'm not missing anyone shout out wise. But if you're here, let us know you're here and I'll give you a shout out. Yes, gorgeous photos. Thank you so much. Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks way better, like actually when you can see them as a file and not like a photo of a photo on a live stream. That usually helps. But yes, wonderful picture. Thank you. Cool. Supposed to be brighter tonight. I can't wait for that. Yeah, there's potential for them to be out again. Shared my pictures with you. Love your pictures. Always have. Thank you, Jessa. Surprised by what I captured as a beautiful fuchsia. The green was not visible here. Yeah, it was so weird because right when we got to the river area, the green, we could almost start to see it kind of doing like a spin. It looked like a tornado, really. And my kids were like, there's a tornado. Look at the tornado. And I'm like, oh, wow. And it looked kind of a dark, medium to dark gray against the black sky. But then on the phone, it looked green. And then by later in the evening, you could actually see that it was a hue of green. And that was a hue of this. And that was like, you could tell the colors very easily by the time we left the river. And then later on, when I took the photos from home, you could definitely tell what the colors were without your phone, letting you in on the secret, so to speak. Very cool. I got that too. Synchronicity, you got the same picture. Wrigley took the picture, so I can't even claim credit, but I am in the picture. That's very fun. Oh, you got yours at 11:30. Well, around the same time. Well, I guess that's about an hour after Wrigley got the orb here, because it was 7:30 something our time. Let me see photos. 7:45 my time, which would have been 9:45 your time. So a couple hours before. Yeah. Anywho, pictures are amazing. Thank you. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Oh, out of the aquarium towards me, as if trying to say something. Other was a huge black flatfish, just silent, trying to convey something in silence and presence. And Versha is donating as well. All right. Well, we're caught up in comments. Take a quick drink. And a quick drink of my water. I was going to say one thing to do during these times with high electromagnetic frequencies going on is drink a lot of water, because your body is responding and reacting. All the cells in your body are responding and reacting to this energy, for better or for worse. But for the way that I'm really tuning into this energy, this is a bump up. This is an evolution in consciousness, or an elevation, I should say, because we already are as evolved as we're ever going to get in the spiritual realm, right? We already are that which we seek to be here, but we're now better able to embody it, I guess, with the help of these energies. Let's go ahead and start with the Alchemy of Spirit deck. Whoa, the whole thing just flipped. All right, so we are going to shuffle and just see what we need to know about these energies that are coming in with these frequencies, and just anything we need to know in the next few weeks. Oh, not quite my nose, but like between my nose and lip. Very itchy. I read somewhere the other day, when someone like itches their nose or touches their nose while they're talking, they're lying, which is funny because a lot of times before, not a lot of times, but sometimes before people's readings, like my nose will get itchy and I'd like itch it. I'm like, ooh, good luck's coming in. Because I always felt like, ooh, that's lucky. I'm trying not to be deceptive, at least as far as I know. But I did read that and I thought that was very weird, very interesting. But it's almost like if you're asking someone or interrogating someone and they're like, oh yeah, I was over here at this time. Maybe that's a form of deception. I don't know. Woo, okay. The stairs. And look, it's leading upwards. I love it. And then we have the swamp on the back of the deck. I just glanced down and saw it. So I figured, we're taking it as well. Itchy, itchy lip. Okay. So we have a little alligator there. We got a sword, the sword of truth, the ace of swords sticking in. We got a white cat, very Purnavasu energy here. We've got a full moon. We've got almost this like sunset looking energy. The stairs, we got some sunflower symbolism. There's our white cat yet again. Rainbow. A lot of symbols coming through. Oh, this is the Alchemy of Spirit deck, Linda. And I got this for Christmas Did you guys just see that orb? I saw an orb as I looked down. Maybe it was just through the corner of my eye. I hope that the camera caught it. Yeah, this is by Christina Gonzalez. I love this deck. It's so fun. It really does the pastel princess vibe well, doesn't it? Very fun. So we're gonna read from the book for these because it's just so fun. Ooh, we have the numbers 1 and 12. And if you add 1 and 12, we get the number 13, which is the death card or the feminine energy, the death and rebirth. I love that. Or the numbers 112 or 121 or 11 and 2 or 2 and 2 is 4. I mean, we can play with these numbers any which way to Sunday here. All right, let's go to number 1. Oops, I clicked something. Let me go back. Okay. Now my nose is itching. Okay, I promise I'm not trying to deceive anybody. Okay, here we go. Number 1. Okay. Got a lot of... Okay, we're on page 27 by the time we get to card number 1. So, the stairs. Moment of beginnings. And I'll hold it up as we read so we can see what's going on. So, today is a new path before your life gives you the opportunity for a new beginning. So before stepping in onto this path, know that there will be challenges, but also trust that when the time comes, you'll know how to overcome them. You'll be surprised at how strong you are when you are put to the test, and you will discover your power along the way. You need to start where you are with the tools and the knowledge you have now. Don't wait for the perfect moment because your entire life will pass you in search of it. Go at your own pace. You don't need to rush. The only person in this race to beat is yourself, and the ending is not the destination. Learn to fall in love with the process. That is where the beauty of life happens. This moment is your wake-up call to go in search of a life that aligns with your purpose. Would you accept the call to adventure? So this is almost like the Fool energy as well. If you really look at that call to adventure, new beginnings that the Fool in the tarot does represent. So when this card is in balance, it's beginning anew, starting fresh, starting a new chapter. When this is out of balance, there's a fear of diving into the unknown, playing it safe, or missing opportunities. So you can kind of gauge where you're currently sitting, if this is kind of in balance or out of balance. But the fact, even if you're out of balance in this energy currently, the fact that you're listening to this right now, where your attention goes, your energy flows, that lets you know that this is your potential, that a new beginning, a fresh start, that new starting chapter is available to you. The swamp. This kind of almost feels like what may be standing in the way or what may need to be released before this new beginning comes in. That's really how intuitively I'm sensing what this card is letting us know here today. Ooh, that's a cute one. Look at the house with the rooster on top. We did not get this one, but I just flipped and saw how cute it was. I don't think we've ever pulled that card. I think the white cat is in most of these cards that I've seen so far. I need to use this deck personally more because it is just so beautiful. I usually use it, I pull it out for special occasions like, you know, eclipses or, I don't know, I think when Saturn and Neptune went retrograde, I pulled it out for that, stuff like that. But we have the swamp. Ooh, moment of emotions. And look, something has broken the surface or something has come. And yes, excuse the potting soil under my fingers. I was checking plants before the live stream to see which ones needed water. Story of my life. That's all I do all the time, pretty much every day of the week. But I didn't clean them very well, so apologies. You're getting all the uncensored fun stuff over here. We don't need to fit some sort of aesthetic. We're just real people, real time, raw emotions, raw everything. All right. So the moment of emotions. Feelings are guests, not permanent residents. I don't know why I'm doing this because I think the phone was catching light, but I'll just hold this and read. Okay. So it's time to feel before you act. The world moves so rapidly that you might feel the need for an immediate response or action, but don't rush your heart into making decisions. It is an illness of today's society that everything must be addressed instantly. Don't fall into this illusion. Take time to evaluate your feelings. Excuse me. What is your body telling you? How much energy do you have at the moment? How do you feel about it? Allow yourself time to doubt, think about it, and sleep on it before acting. Be conscious of your emotions. You don't want to act when they are bursting into energy. Neither anger nor ecstasy are good places to make decisions. Exacerbated feelings can confuse and cloud your vision. Let your emotions settle and weigh your options first so you can react from a place of serenity and assertiveness. Be mindful that you are wisely taking the time to reflect and not procrastinating on making decisions because you fear moving on. And that's kind of the reversal part of this stairs card that we were talking about. Yes, your mind can be tricky, and what starts as reflection. Oh, sorry, we can't see that. There we go. What starts as reflection can turn into inaction. Remember, fear is a guest, but it is not a permanent resident, so don't let it get too comfortable. If you've been feeling swamped, swamp card, then this is your sign to start moving. The hardest part is breaking inertia. Once you take the first step on those stairs, we got the stairs card. Once you take that first step, things will start moving in the right direction. If you've been feeling swamped, oh wait, no, I read the part. In balance, making assertive decisions, being able to handle difficult times, being patient, taking time to reflect, and planning ahead. Patience, as I call it around here, the dreaded P word. No one wants to be patient. It's just kind of the rushing woman or rushing person syndrome of this place. Out of balance, you're feeling swamped and overwhelmed, experiencing conflicting emotions, rushing unnecessarily or procrastinating. So there we go. Okay, itchy nose yet again. I think part of it is my hair is just finding ways to touch my face in ways I hate. Sometimes I hate that and I just want to cut all my hair off, but other times I'm just like, whatever. We'll deal with it. It's fine. Okay, let's get some tarot in the mix. We've kind of figured the theme of new beginnings and not making decisions on our new beginning or our next step from a place of really high emotions or really low emotions, but somewhere where we're kind of feeling emotionally regulated, like the King of Cups. All right. Anything else we need to know about these current energies? Heads up, advice, guidance, warnings, anything we need to know? Us watching now and on the replay. Ooh, look at this. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords. There's healing here. There's connection potentially with your tribe. This is my internet card, so there may be some internet dealings. Maybe even for some of you, purging or detoxing time on social media, or I'm seeing like letting go of certain friends or people that you're following on social media, certain channels that you are subscribed to that just don't align with you anymore. Again, everything around us, everything we're subscribed to currently is a reflection of our past self. And when you've stepped into, or like we said earlier, removed kind of this old shirt of who you once were, or of the matrix itself, you'll see the residual of that past version of yourself in your present moment with the people you're following online, the content that you're getting dished out online, unless it's like a homepage or an algorithm in that way. Still, that's usually a representation of your past search or whatever the algorithm thought that you needed at the time. So there may be some cleansing or purging you're doing. Ooh, and we have the Tower in reverse as I hold that up. You're cleansing or purging online or even in your physical reality as well. These energies have me so thirsty. And no, not like that, you guys. There's another definition of thirsty in 2025, and that is not the one I'm talking about. All right. What else do we need to know? Those of us watching now and on the replay. LOL. All right. Anything else? I just heard a burst of action and a breakthrough. Ooh, and then we have the Empress card. I love that. Talk about a burst of action and like wake up energy is what's coming through. So this is letting you know. This is like the higher octave of the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles really is about grounding, rooting into, it's kind of a bloom where you're planted energy. Even if the apartment or the home that you're living in isn't ideal, the school system your kids are in aren't ideal, the job that you're at or a job you're in limbo between jobs personally, like Jessa, you're just like, okay, I don't like the current circumstance, but this is basically asking you to just bloom where you're planted. Take the fact that, okay, it is what it is. This is where I'm currently at, energetically speaking, in the physical reality, but that doesn't mean I need to stay here. It's acceptance, but not that like fatalistic kind of surrender. It's surrender to, okay, this is what is, and what am I going to do about it, as I always say around here. So the Empress is your golden ticket. We're using the golden foil tarot here. She's your golden ticket to like ground your ideas, ground your dreams, ground your actions. You know, we can get this thought that, oh, I should clean out my fridge. Oh my gosh, that's something I need to do right now. Still, I took everything out of there. I just need to pull everything else out that needs to go back in, but like deep clean all the shelves and stuff. Like I just need to do it. But my hang up is there's so much in there that we are actively using because we just got a whole big batch of stuff for dog food again. And I'm just like, well, then I have to take it all out. Then I have to put it all back. So like almost talk myself out of it before I even begin. But just that thought or that idea that, hey, you should clean out the refrigerator, or you should clean out your car, or you should call that friend, or you should ... whatever it is. Take the first step, take that first action. Oh, another thing I need to do, schedule my eye doctor and my dentist appointment. I had to reschedule a dentist appointment back in April, I think, because I had a cold, and it's hard to go to a dentist when you just want to cough the whole time. So I had to reschedule, and then I just keep forgetting to reschedule. So there may be something that you are just being asked, okay, here's the idea or the reminder. Oh, I need to reschedule that appointment or schedule an appointment or do this or do that. Writing it down is step one for a lot of us. And then step two is actually calling to make that appointment. Step three is going to the appointment. So finding ways that you can set yourself up for success by taking action in a direction of an inspired idea. All right, anything else we need to know? Put them up here so you can see them. All right. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. So we have 6 and 6. But this is about all of that beautiful, loving, good energy that you've put out in the world is about to come back to you. I'm seeing like this boomerang finally returning. All of the effort you've been putting into something that has not produced fruit for your labor yet will have to. That is the balancing effect of the way that this system is set up to counterbalance all of that effort that didn't receive anything in return. Now the receptivity is coming your way. For 99.99998% of you, that's positive energy that you've put out, or something good, something beneficial that's now coming back to you. I see for maybe one person watching, and they're not even watching right now, they're watching on the replay. And this is not even a regular viewer, so somehow someone found this. So if this is you, you don't have to call yourself out. I'm not going to call you out. But they are realizing some things they said about a family member are going to come back to bite them at this time into the near future. So if that doesn't resonate with you, you do not claim that as yours. This is literally for one person who's not really a regular around here, that will kind of maybe start blushing like, oh, I got called out for that. Oh no. It's none of you watching now. So, okay. Let's put these back. Let's get Sign of the Times Oracle, and then we'll close out and go in to our donations. It looks like Jessa has donated for a full read. And we have Brianna as well. All right, let's shuffle. Get these all good shuffled. Anything we need to know right now? Those of us watching now on the replay. Oh, my hair is tickling my face again. Sorry. Ooh, medical staff with healing. Well, that healing card, we had that 6 of Wands come out earlier. So there's definitely, and then the 13. Our 2 cards here added up to 13. So what this is leading to, this new beginning, and maybe the blockage of allowing ourselves to, let go of these past emotions or triggers, or to wait until our emotions kind of stabilize before making that new beginning leap of faith. There's healing within all of this. Wow. And the caduceus, the medical staff, is the caduceus. And normally, correct me if I'm wrong, there are 2 snakes normally. I only see one, but it's like there's 2 of them, obviously, but there's also 2 staffs in this card here. But let me just see the medical caduceus, what it looks like. I wanted to say there were 2 snakes. Maybe it's a Mandela effect. And now I have an itchy nose again, so my apologies. Yeah, look. I don't care about you, AI. I'm scrolling past. Okay. See, there are 2, but in this, there's only 1. But 2 snakes on 2 separate staffs. Oh, I'm getting downloads about us separating ourselves. And I just heard separating the wheat from the chaff. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Anything else we need to know about separating the wheat from the chaff? Separating or just removing the matrix from our very systems, from the very blueprint of who we are? Okay, again, my hair, it's my hair. It's my hair, you guys. It's bothering me today. Okay. Anything else we need to know? Ooh, we have lightning with disruption, but also lightning will light up the sky. And what's been happening tonight and yesterday will be all of this beautiful electromagnetic energy, plasma energy that is visible even to the naked eye as far south as Florida and Georgia, and maybe potentially further south than that. All I have to say is, wow, very cool. This is a disruption. That is how we separate ourselves, wheat from the chaff, is we are like the alchemical disruption to this whole matrix system. And the whole thing doesn't have to crumble for you to be able to separate yourself. Just you crumbling away what's no longer serving, or taking off that shirt that no longer fits, that is the matrix, and just setting it aside. You don't even have to give it any mind or attention after the fact. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to rebel against it. You don't have to tell it it was bad. You literally just remove it from you and go about your day. Wow. All right. Let's go to the shadow work cards. I had all this packed up because I took it out of his room, and then I had an actual lovely meeting with a lady and her mom to reach out to her brother who had passed away. I went to her house on Monday and did a big reading with her. So here we go. Anything else? Anything else we need to know right now? Okay, this one was flipped looking at me. So I'm going to also pull another one, but Spirit Awakening, sit with your shadows. It's the way to enlightenment. And I just heard also unentanglement. I know that's probably not a word, but I heard it. Intuition, spirituality. All right, let's get one more. Anything else those of us watching out on the replay need to know? Dark reflection. So we have shadow, sit with your shadow, and then dark reflection. When you look into the abyss looks back. Truth seeking and liberation. Oh my gosh. And using your intuition and the spiritual connection you have to your true spirit to determine what is truth and to free you from this matrix. Wow. Perfect. I love this reading so much. So much fun. Thanks again, you guys, for hanging out while we did our little collective reading here. And probably by Friday, I will have more pictures to share with you guys of tonight's fun and games out with the, ooh, look at that pretty picture. Mirror with reflection of the aurora tomorrow. Well, it's tonight, but I'll be able to share it with you Friday. Carry the one. Yeah, that's the right day. I keep thinking today is like Thursday because this week, weirdly enough, feels like it's gone by fast, but I think we're farther into the week than we truly are. Anyone else get like that? I sure do. Okay, this one goes here. This one goes here. Where did I put that box? Oh, there it is. I probably don't need to put all these away because I'll probably be taking them right back out for some people's readings today, but this one's hard to open sometimes because it's like a there. Okay. So yes, we have Versha donated for some questions here as well. So Brianna, you were the first one to donate. So go ahead. If you didn't already post your question, which I'll look, go ahead and post it. But usually I think you put it in your comment on PayPal. And then Jess is on deck, and then Versha after her. We're all shuffled up. Quick drink. And let's go over to PayPal email for Brianna. Okay, so a message from True Authentic Spirit. What do I need to hear right now? All right, so this is for Brianna. Oh, I posted, but just asked for a message I need to hear. Okay, perfect. All right, and we're going to actually pull one of these as well. And that is a one card pull. And again, I'm going to try, keyword try to keep myself on track today. Because I keep hearing from my own spirit, it's either I keep on track better or I have to start charging more for what I'm doing because the energy exchange, I don't want it to be unequal. You know what I'm saying? So let's just try so I don't have to charge more for what I do to stay on task and stay on reading and on point. Where is my clock? There it is. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do it. I swear we're going to do it today. Okay. A message from true, authentic spirit that Brianna needs to hear right now. We have a lot going on here. 1, 2, and this is really the one that needs to come through right here. Ooh, hard work paying off. I always get the reaping what you've sown energy. This is very much feeling like an addition to kind of as a extended reading of our collective. So if you resonated at all with that collective reading, just consider this an extension of that, Brianna. But your hard work is paying off. That all that good karma, all that hard work behind the scenes that you've put into something will be paying off soon. There may be this time just for a moment where you are, again, removing what doesn't need to be in here. This could be connections, acquaintances, ways of, I'm actually seeing this as more of an internal battle of head and heart, or, okay, this is the way I've always done things, or this way used to work for me, but I'm seeing this way in business, this way in life, this way in my own spiritual connection, my own spiritual journey just isn't working, or is maybe not the most optimal way. Because what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing this little like ramshackle cabin. And it used to be when you first built this cabin that there was this little winding path through the woods to get to your cabin. And the more that you've worn that path, it becomes a wider road. And then as maybe more money comes in, you're paving that road. So I'm seeing like improvements along the way. And, you know, maybe taking this like kind of off the beaten pathway is no longer the most optimal way for you to get from, you know, the river to the town, back to your cabin, and then over here again. So what I'm seeing is this is like new neural pathways. That's the word I'm hearing. And I don't think I have ever gotten that message with the 5 of Swords, because normally like this is a card of there are no winners, da 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 da. Where there may have been hangups, especially with the mental realm for you, Brianna. I'm seeing a lightening of that load or a rerouting, or I'm just hearing now bypass. It's like, okay, there's this little path through the woods, but there's also this huge like bypass, like a interstate bypass going over the whole thing to get you directly where you need to go, energetically and informationally speaking. That's what's coming through. Informationally speaking. That's interesting. All right, what information is coming through for Brianna? Yeah, there's a huge enlightenment coming to the crown and third eye. See how illuminated that is, and seeing things from this new perspective. So how is this all playing out? Okay, so it is very spiritual with that 7, and it's you reclaiming your art. So it's finding potentially new ways to do old things, or new patterns, and replacing new patterns or old patterns with new patterns. But the old patterns, or the new patterns kind of are going back even before the old patterns to like an original kind of vibe. That's more pure and authentic connection to your spirit, to reclaim your art, or to remember the reason you fell in love with this thing, that person, this way of life. Yeah, it's really powerful. And I know I said I was sticking to time, but I want a sign of the times card for you too. So any sign, symbol, synchronicities, Brianna can look out for, numbers, symbolism, anything she needs to know in addition to this message right now. Ooh, we have bullseye with focus. Look at that. And the number 40, number 4, that's stability and security. And look, we have the 4s in the middle here, 44 in the middle. So it's almost like a count up and then a count down. So it's like you're counting up, like you're climbing up those stairs from our collective message earlier. And then there's a countdown to your greatness is what I'm hearing. A countdown to your hard work paying off. And then we have skull on the back of the deck with endings, and the number 29, which adds up to an 11. So massive awakening vibes here, closing things out, having new things going on. I love it. I love it so much. All right. So Brianna, I hope that was resonating for you. It looks like it was, so we're on point. Oh, good. I'm glad. Literally why I paid for a full read, because you give so much. Love you. Oh, I love you too. Thank you. I saw that and my brain went, girl, you need a trip to Target. The only thing I bought at Target anytime semi-recently were socks and a plant. And then I gave the plant to my mom. So yeah, that's the last Target trip I took. And that was probably last I'll say like February, March. I haven't been to Target in a hot minute. I was never what you would probably consider a Target girly or whatever, but I don't hate Target. I just don't, I'm like neutral to it. You know what I mean? Yes, yes. Okay. Let's see. What's next on the agenda? I think it's Jessa. But let's move emails. Okay. Oh, she needs to go to Target. There you go. Maybe there's something at Target. I know one time a reading came through that she needed to go visit one of those little libraries, and she like went on a mission. That was so cool. All right. So Jessa, let's get you a read. What would you like to know? Go ahead, post your question. And then on deck, we have Versha's questions as well. She sent enough for a pretty in-depth question. And then she said she sent the message, question in messages. So we have that. Bum, bum, bum. I'm at least queue up my timer. I'm not starting it yet. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say last night. Oh, you were truly on a mission. I love it. Yeah, that was such a fun reading. And then like you emailed me, you're like, okay, I'm going here and found this book, and that was so cool. Same ish, different day. Job, we don't know her, but we wanna. Oh my god, hilarious, but like not hilarious because that sucks. And like, let's get the ball rolling here. Like, let's get the show on the road. All right, starting timer. We're gonna do this thing. Okay. Job, hello. Where are you? What's happening? Can we get a timing? Because every timing we have got was either very loose with the timing or very interpretive, or that time came and went. And then that time came and went. And then that time came and went. And I don't think in all the years I've been doing this that timing predictions have been more off. And one reason behind that I'm seeing very clearly is because timelines or just ways of being are shifting so quickly that yes, maybe that was the exact prediction for the timeline you were on before, but now you've shifted timelines and now the timing is different. And sometimes we would think, oh, well, I shifted to a more optimum timeline, so things are going to speed up and like happen now. And yay, no more patience. But like, doesn't always work like that for whatever reason. But let's get into it. Oh, I forgot to start the timer for the correct time. Let me start the correct time. Full read. Okay, here we go. Now, take two. Where is this job? Jessa is calling. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, so you're walking away from something. And this again is, there's maybe something else you're releasing, letting go, leaving in the past. Let's get a clarifier on this 8 of Cups. I'm feeling this hat is tied to your mom's energy. Woo! Oh. Of course. There's the childhood card or the past, nostalgia, and then just all the cycles you've been through with your mom. So what's coming up right now is that at this time, there is something that was kind of hidden or just you didn't quite have access to release or let go of before that now you do. So another egg cleanse might be in order to be able to get this going. I'm hearing just using your divine feminine alchemical wisdom and magic. No outside or excess tools necessary unless you so choose to use them, but just you declaring it be done, thy will be done. Just asking. I just heard ask and you shall receive. So ask for all of your power back. Not that you're asking permission, but you're just asking your spirit to go back and grab all the power that your mom has of yours, or that, you know, was like destiny swapped with you. Ooh, who needs reflectors when you got these cards to light up your face? Oh, there's a message in that as well, because when I was doing my makeup earlier, I was listening to this, her name's Sapphire Love on YouTube. And she was talking about, what was it, like beauty magic, where people will steal or siphon your beauty, or like make you gain weight because they are jealous of what you have. And I was like getting download that there was still some anchor or hook or tie into something that your mom, again, very subconscious, is not something she's purposely and consciously aware that she's doing, but just energetically. And again, this isn't even in this life, this is something tied to a past life, where she can still have access to your energy, just her thinking about you, or wishing she had something that you have that she doesn't, that takes that for herself And again, even though she has that energy and takes it from you, it doesn't stick the landing, so to speak, in her life. So maybe she'll get slight benefit from her siphoning your beauty, your energy, your whatever, but it doesn't quite stick the landing in her life. And she actually has repercussions, karmically speaking, as a result of trying to take that on. And I'm hearing now every time she did overdose was a direct result of your energy coming in and it flooding in and being too much for her energy field to handle, to where her energy field shut it down or kind of blocked it, but it's still hovering in her energy field, if that makes sense. So you calling back all of your power that she unintentionally siphoned from you, you're going to have a greater access as of right now, today, right this moment, that you didn't have before, or that was hidden, or like the veil was kind of covering or something. You're going to have access to that. And there's a breakthrough coming as a result of you calling more of your power back. So let's go to the answer. Simple. Okay, slippery energy. Take no offense, but it landed in reverse. And here they're kind of snubbing this guy like, okay, get lost, loser. We have the number 53, which adds up to an 8. So this is about taking action. So there may be something that's preventing you, again, from moving forward in this job endeavor. This is tied to the divine masculine. Well, not so much the divine masculine, the toxic masculine, the patriarchal systems in place, that you're also taking your power back from. That's resulted, even though you've been in action with these things, with the number 35 or 53, those actions weren't received. And then I'm hearing also what we were talking about in the collective message with that 9 of Pentacles, kind of that, all that good stuff that, you've been putting all this work and energy and effort out, but it hasn't quite landed or reached you. This blockage is being removed. All right. And then look, going back to our collective, start anew with the number 2. That rhymed. Yellow butterfly symbolism might be important at this time as well. Let's go to the sign of the times and just see if there's anything else Tessa needs to know about this job. So we're getting a lot of clear information on how to remove any other blockages or something standing in the way of this job. Because this job, and I just heard these jobs, so there's more than one that wants to find its way to you, but they're being held up because of these energetic blockages or siphonings. It's not the job. Okay, so that's what's coming through. Is it's not the job that's the problem, or the job. It's the job being able to reach out to you to say, yes, now's the time. It's like energetically, there's a misalignment. Not that your skills and abilities are the misalignment, but something's kind of shadowing or veiling or standing in the way of those. And then when those are removed, you're going to be bright and shiny like the sun, no pun intended, your solar stuff, to these projected, prospective employers. Anything else Jessa needs to know? Okay, you had start anew and then the endings. So the endings, this is about calling your power back, ending, and you can close your energetic field off from any future siphoning just by declaring it so. And then any physical, rituals or magic spells, whatever you want to do in tandem with that, if anything at all, but just you declaring it makes it so, is what I'm hearing. And then we have the number 11 here. What's going on here? Let's see. So it says March and September. Let's see here. March, September, Friday the 11th, which Friday was not the 11th this month, but is Friday on an 11th next month. Let's just see. Because today's the 12th of November. The 11th is on a Thursday next month. Sunday in January. Okay, I'm going to find out when it's going to be on the... Maybe it's not at all. None of these months. Not even through July. Okay, September of next year. The 11th will be on a Friday. Do you see that there? That's the next time the 11th will fall on a Friday, is September of next year, 2026. I don't know. I don't see that it's going to take that long, but for some reason, that date is really prevalent for some reason. Okay. So our timer went off, but yeah, really good information. It's not the job itself that is the hangup. It's the energy blocking the job from reaching you. It's almost like someone calling, but it's like they're calling the wrong number, or the voicemail they're leaving somehow isn't reaching your voicemail inbox. energetically speaking, not literally, but energetically speaking. Ooh, and right as I said that, I saw this deck, and I know it's time to move on, but like, let's just pull one. What lies beneath? What's hidden here? All right. Anything else that's hidden below the surface that Jessa needs to be made aware of? Oh, it also could be, right, the 11th of January, 1/1, or January 11th. Yeah, 1/11. Yeah, for sure. Anything else Jessa needs to be made aware of? All right, this one. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And it's almost like, what is this? I have no idea. But my first instinct was like almost like a Kanban board, which if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a goal tracking system, like a Japanese goal tracking system that works for some people. It's kind of the way that I do my writing goals. I just put them on little sticky notes on this. You know, there's the to do, the in progress, and the done section. And just being able to move those sticky notes from in progress to currently doing to then into the done section, not D-U-N-N, but D-O-N-E, just makes me so excited to know that, ooh, and my right ear has been ringing like crazy with these frequencies. It just rang again. And normally it's my left ear. I'm not to say I never get ringing in the right, but I would say 9 times out of 10, it's on the left. But since these electromagnetic frequencies have been on blast, I've been getting super amounts of right ear ringing, a lot of it. Even when I was taking pictures, when my stuff was glitching out, all sorts of stuff. So, all right. Hopefully that gave you some clues, some fun stuff. But check yourself before you wreck yourself is more of a, okay, what is it that's in my energy field that is preventing this job from landing, sticking the landing? And so much of it is your mom's energy just tied to you. Every time she thinks of you, or is like, why is she withholding herself and the kids from me? And it's like she's creating another cord, another cord, another cord, another cord. And you can call all your power back through all these cords, then remove the cords out. Once all your power's back, remove those cords from the roots from her, then remove those cords from the roots from you. Bring that spiritual white gold light of spirit down to completely disintegrate and transmute and alchemize those cords back into usable energy for the universe or for your own self, whatever you would like, and put up your, ground center, shield yourself from her being able to cord in or anchor in. Or I'm seeing even like darts, like she's sending darts, almost like that dartboard with the target. She's like sending energetic thought darts toward you. Yeah. But and this will take time, but you just declaring it being done and doing your spiritual protections will definitely alleviate and remove a lot of that murky veiled energy that is being placed upon your path in being able to get this job. Okay, so it's weirdly enough, we've been so focused on the job that it's more the energy of what's preventing that job from landing that needs the addressing, which we have tuned into as well, blockages or what have you. But yeah, it's just now that this big influx of geomagnetic energy is coming in, you have even more access to your divinity, and being able to rise, we have to release a lot of this density. So just you declaring all that baggage, all that wounding, alchemized and transmuted in the light so that you can rise higher. I'm seeing like a hot air balloon rising higher. All right, so that's your reading today. I did see Marlene donated as well, but we're going to get right into, let's see, go to my email. Let's see. Yes, okay, so Versha, she sent her questions in a message. Okay. All right, so please timestamp all. Yes, thank you for letting me know that. I will do that. Wrigley cleaned my papers off his desk. I took all my other stuff, but he did something with the papers. Where are the papers? Well, I could just grab one of his papers out of these bottom drawers. Let's see. That's hilarious. I don't want to write on that. He's got something going on with that. I don't know. There's got to be a paper. Oh, here we go. We got one of those little detective notebooks. Aw. We call Ruth, we call her Poopus. So we wrote Poopus and drew a funny picture. That does not look like the dog, but that's hilarious. Oh, the things you find in kids' rooms. Okay. All right. So let's timestamp. We're at 1 hour, 9 minutes, 16 seconds. And we'll just kind of go back to back to back with your readings here. So, yes. Okay. Okay. Closing out of that to go back to your question. So full read. So what's going on with S's spirit? I don't feel it anymore. I shared with you the other day that 2 Saturdays ago, I saw his body as a mummy filled with parasites and entities. I took them out and asked his spirit to animate the body, but there were crickets. Literal crickets or like silence crickets? When people are like, oh, I just heard crickets, that meant it was so quiet. I don't know if you meant that literally or figuratively. Nothing was there to animate the body, so I asked the pure source creation energy to animate the body. Not sure what happened after that as I handed the process over to my I am presence and his I am presence. Raylene mentioned about ninth walk in a client, and Sunday following that night, I literally tried to talk sense into him saying, this is extremely toxic for Kay. What we are doing, so it's better we contact different lawyers in India, get separated amicably. I give back what your family gave me, jewelry, etc. You give back whatever my parents gave to you. That was one for 2nd of November. Since then, something has changed. I'm wondering what's going on. Is his presence and masking to cheat me again? I feel completely detached to him now. As I even move to the main floor with my clothes and hardly go upstairs, he tries to kiss and smile at me. It makes me uncomfortable because things are not as he is trying to show. There seems to be some change in his emotions, some clarity. Please source creation energy. Okay, let's start the timer. Yes, so let's just tune in because it's really interesting because I know we had that spirit come in, the old one leave, and then it's just kind of, okay, silence, gotcha. That's what I figured you meant, not filled literally with crickets. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, it's very interesting because I'm seeing almost like just this empty shell, empty vessel. That really does feel energetically what you're getting as far as anything divine. So let's just tune in to see if that spirit that came in recently that was very in alignment just decided to jump ship because nothing was happening. Okay, we have the star card, which is healing. So I'm hearing back burner energy. So it feels to me like it was like, okay, so what it's showing me is my miscarriage with Wrigley, because Wrigley was my 3rd miscarriage. And then he came back in right after, like 2 months after that miscarriage. I was pregnant with him and he stayed. So it felt like the spirit was there testing the waters, like feeling around, and then was like, holy cow, there's still a lot of work to do here. Maybe I bit the bullet on this. I got to go back for a bit. Like that's so like touchdown, not like touchdown, but touched down into the energy field. It was way too dense, way too heavy. So I'm seeing yet another, I'm hearing by the 17th of the month, which is what, 5 days from now, you will see that spirit or feel or sense that spirit touching down into his energy field once again, especially with these auroras and this energetic frequency. A lot of people who are very dense, very infested with entities, they're going to start losing their SHIT. Think of this as an eclipse or a full moon on steroids. Not that I've seen this like personally. A lot of the people that I see or deal with are pretty chill, but the one place I am seeing this is in traffic. People are losing their minds. My son Boston, as you guys know, is a student driver. He drives now, and he may hesitate at the stop, when it's a stop sign and you can turn right and there's traffic coming. Someone like me or you that's seasoned in driving might go between a couple cars that are spaced out, and he like waits and waits and waits till he's like 100%, 180% sure he's not going to get in a collision. And people honk. People are like flipping off and honking horns, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So I kind of thought about getting one of those student driver magnets to put on the car, like a kind of like a bumper sticker, but it's a magnet, just so people will back the F off. Yeah, look, had to dip out, had to go on a journey, but it will return. I take these one of two ways. Usually, normally, this is a card of, okay, well, I'm going on that hero's journey. That I've stacked these cups so neatly because I do plan to return and put the 9th cup right here. And then another way you can interpret this card is like, did my best, I'm out. I can't return to this, but I am seeing a return. Stop sign with the car in front and back, and the car honked at me. I was like, where do you want me to go? It's crazy out there. Be careful in traffic, you guys. One thing I need to do is cleanse my malachite that's in the center console of my car. Because when that thing is cleansed and charged, like I get no road incidents of anybody doing anything to me. It's like I'm invisible, but not so invisible that I'm going to get hit or struck by someone else's car, but just invisible for people to get triggered by. It's a hot tip there. Anything else about this spirit coming back in? Okay, it flipped and then it landed. And I just heard it flipped and then finally it stuck the landing. And we kind of were getting that symbolism or that wording in Jess's, like it didn't quite stick the landing, or it did. Well, in this case, it will stick. Oh, look. So it's going to take some time. This did fall to the floor, but it did stick the landing, and eventually it will stick the landing. That's what I got to 8 of Cups. That was confirmation that the spirit just left us. But it's making the decision to come back. It will come back, and it will. Okay, so I'm hearing, false start, false start, false start. And weirdly enough, I said touchdown. False start and touchdown are like football terms. But I meant touched down into the energy field. So it will eventually stick the landing. And of course, these geomagnetic storms that are going on right now are really amplifying the density to where the density is like, you turn the lights on and all the roaches scatter or the rats scatter to the darkness again. Well, if there's so much light inundating the planet, there are a lot less dark crevices for these things to hide in. So a lot of them are just going to have to be recycled back to source. And I'm hearing principalities that are kind of animating the body, because a lot of that spiritual animation, like the umbilical cord to spirit I'm seeing is still there, but as far as like it being in the driver's seat, or even like it's way at the back of the bus is what I'm seeing, because these principalities and entities have pushed it so far to the back that it's still there, but it's almost like there's people around him can't feel that spiritual spark. And even when he is trying to be loving and connecting, it almost comes across as lecherous, or kind of you're turned off by it or repulsed by it, rather than, oh, he's trying to connect with me, let me be loving back. It's more repulsive because it's coming from this spirit of lust rather than this connection to true spirit. And the spirit of lust really is one of the main things running this matrix. So when that lust is denied to people, like you're seeing this huge, what they call incel community, which means involuntary celibate in the male community, because the divine feminine is absolutely repulsed by the spirit of lust. Not all of femininity, but a lot of it is just being repulsed by anything that doesn't have that pure intention toward her in an intimate way. She's repulsed by it. She doesn't want anything to do with it. She doesn't want to be used as a hide your kids, hide your wives, plug your kids' ears if there's anyone in the room. Give you the divine feminine no longer wants to be used as a tool for a male's masturbation. We'll just put it that way. So sorry to be so crude, but like energetically speaking, she's done being used as basically the prostitution of, the matrix or whatever. She's done with it. And even if she can't feel that on a conscious level, subconsciously, if anyone is coming at her from a place that is not aligned spiritually, she can feel it, and it feels repulsive to her. So, and it's not even like you're physically repulsed by the person, just energetically. Like the person can be the hottest person you've ever seen or whatever, and they're coming at you like, hey, baby, what's up? And you're just like, huh? No, get away from me. That feels so gross and so toxic. Get away from me. Sorry if you're just joining us and you're like, what the hell is she talking about? All right. But hopefully that helps. I do see the spirit is not giving up. It's going to keep trying. And these frequencies are definitely going to help bring that baggage, that toxicity, that density to the surface so that it can be released, cycled back, or recycled back to source. All right. Versha's second question. And I do see we have some donations from Amanda F. Hello, my dear. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And Florence, good to see you, ladies. It's been a minute since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well. Is Jupiter retrograde an upcoming Panama City beach trip has anything to do with it? Oh, interesting. Yeah, Jupiter went retrograde yesterday or the day before, depending where you are in the world. Yeah, Jupiter is now retrograde. It did a keg stand right at, as I call it, between 1 and 0 degrees of Cancer, which is exactly where my Venus is in Pisces. So it's forming a direct trine. And also Saturn is stationed exactly at that point as well. So Saturn and Jupiter are casting trines to each other. Which you would think, oh, Saturn, anything having to do with Saturn, that sucks. But when Jupiter's involved, it makes the karmic balance come back out. And then Neptune is like within 3 degrees or so of this as well. So you can have illusions lifting with this, which I love. I love it. It's good. It's needed. It's long overdue, and we deserve to have some peace brought back into our lives. 2026 is going to be a much more peaceful. Not to say there won't be those moments, because there will be, but energetically speaking, it's going to feel maybe not less chaotic, so to speak, but it's like we're riding the waves. It's almost like when you're a surfer and you hit that big wave just the right way. I'm not a surfer. I don't know the lingo, but you hit that wave at just the perfect arc, the perfect angle, the perfect speed, the perfect everything. You can just coast right along with it. There's no real effort on your part. You're just anchoring that in or allowing that, yourself to ride that wave rather than having to fight against it or try to keep up with it. You're just literally vibing right with it. Not to say it will be easy, but the moments of peace that are available to us from time to time in 2026 are going to be some of which the likes of we've never seen in this incarnation since maybe we were very small children, at peace in our own energy. And the closer and more frequently you can get out in nature, the more you will feel this peace. On the 9th, and then Mercury was Saturn, but Saturn will become direct soon. Yeah, Saturn's going to be going direct soon-ish. Yeah, very, very, very soon. Yeah, like the 6 of Swords, right? I know. I'm ready for some calm, for sure. I mean, I don't mind the chaos when I'm riding that wave. Like, just, it's taking me where I want to be, Tamara, daughter of Oya, welcome, my dear. Good to see you. Let's see. We're going to get into Versha's next question. So this is for her yes/no question. Yesterday, my school friend scolded me that I control Kay too much. I don't let her play games on laptop, even eating sugar or other treats decided her friendships and a lot of stuff. I feel I'm doing much better than before. Is this true? From deep in my heart, I don't wish to control her. How to know when I am pushing her versus I am giving her the autonomy to decide for herself. I'm hearing that there's definitely a balance, of course, that you're wanting to strike with that. But I'm hearing also that this friend is much more lenient, especially with like screen time and stuff with her kid or kids, or would be, than you do with Kay. And I'm hearing you're doing really great as far as all of that goes. You're not controlling, but one way that it can come across as giving the kids more freedom, but within your safety container of containment, so to speak, would be to give them options. So you could say, would you like to work on this thing? Would you like to work on this thing? Or have some downtime and do that? Like give her like 2-3 options so that she's feeling this sense of independence or sovereignty, but within this container of safety that you've put in place is really what's coming through. And it does feel like you've done a pretty good job of doing that. But instead of demanding, go do your homework, go do this chore, go do this, go do that, it's more of saying, would you like to do your chore now or work on your homework now? And then, of course, sometimes throw in 2 really awesome options. Like, would you like to go to the movie now or would you like to go ice skating now? I mean, 2 random options, but, yeah, there are so many psychic attacks that come in through games online. Our kids being online at all, they're just opened up for psychic attack. And, my kids, as much as I like to shield them from that, like Boston, he's at school and he goes to driver's ed. He's got like 40 minutes after school before driver's ed starts, which is not enough time for me to go to the school, get through traffic, come home, let him do whatever for like 5-10 minutes, then take him back to school. It just doesn't make sense. So he'll stay at the school, and we notice that his screen time, and he's just on his phone that whole time. And I'm just like, and he's on like Roblox and all these other games that I don't necessarily want them playing, but he is 14. So it's like, where do you draw the line? Oh, and speaking of drawing lines, I forgot to start timers, but we will do that right now. But yes, no. Are you being too strict? Let's just see. I'm really not feeling that you are. It feels very balanced to me. Though Kashvi, may feel a bit contained by what's going on. So again, offering her options will help her feel less stuck or less like, you control me and whatever, whatever kids may feel. Because I mean, obviously there were so many times that I'm like, why won't my mom let me go to this friend's house? Why won't my mom let me go do this? Why won't my mom let me go do that? Where my sister, who at the time and always has been 2 years younger than me, would be allowed to stay out all night. Or it's not that she was allowed to, it's just she would do it anyway. So my mom basically gave her own set of rules. And me being, 17, and I had to be home by this time, but my sister could just run the streets and do all these things. But my mom just had, I don't know. It was like, yes, maybe a double standard, but like I do look back and I'm like, not to say I'd be crazy and running the streets and doing the things, but I think that it was a safety. Like I was kept safe from maybe some really shady things that could have happened with certain people out at those times of night. You know what I mean? That I was protected. And I had a lot of resentment back then. You can ask my mom right now. She'll tell you how much we butted heads, especially my later teenage years, because I wanted more freedom. And I was the responsible one. And even with that responsibility, what was that? It was like a flashy something. Even with that responsibility, I'm like, I deserve to have more freedom. But looking back, I'm like, no, it's fine. And she will have that hindsight being 2020 with that. Anyway, let's see. Anything else you need to know? Yeah, there's Miss Sovereignty herself. I have my freedom. So eventually she will see the fact that you had these parameters in place as a safety mechanism, but it just might take some time. And as she does get older and you can trust her more and she's doing the right thing and she's protected online and around this group of people and what have you, she will get more freedom as time goes on. Yeah, she wants to go out and play with friends, but I don't trust them. Yeah, exactly. They've been mean to her. And maybe even just you explaining, and again, my mom a lot of times didn't explain. She'd just lay down the law and be like, my word is law. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. So I was frustrated because I didn't really at times get an explanation as to why. But as a parent myself now, I can obviously see why she didn't want me out at 10, 11, 12, midnight o'clock, because she knew, and she was very intuitive herself. She knew what these people were up to, or maybe what they had on their minds. I hung out with a lot of guys. So she probably knew these guys probably want one thing for my daughter. I don't want her out there with them. Even if she has no choice or desire to do that with those people, maybe they'll take it upon themselves to do that to her. So yeah, let's just see closing statement, anything else. But I see you're finding a nice balance here, and trusting your intuition with it. And even if she is mad or upset with you because you have certain parameters in place, she will one day, even if it's 5, 10, 15 years from now, realize that why you were doing that was for her protection. And what your random friend from high school or a neighbor or a community member has to say about it is none of their business. I mean, they can have all the opinions they want about you, but you're parenting your daughter. They're parenting their daughter or their son or their group of kids, and it has nothing to do with you, and you have nothing to do with them. And yeah, but that's the thing, is it's not that you can't trust her. And I wish that's something my mom would have told me. It's not that she didn't trust me. It's just she didn't trust all these other people. And if she had explained that to me, even with my pea-sized brain at the time of, still wanting to do what I want to do, I may have at least begrudgingly came to that understanding or reasoning that maybe part of her's right, but this still doesn't mean that I don't want to go hang out with these people. Same with night stays at other people's place. I am complete no for this, and as you should. My kids, Boston, was one friend ever that he ever stayed with, and same for Wrigley. Like it's very vetted. Like I have to know these people, and thankfully I have that 6th and 7th and 8th and 10th sense to really tune into their energy and know any kind of ill intention, and that helps. But you just can't be too cautious with your kids, especially with overnight. And interestingly enough, the 2 places that my kids that Wrigley, they were allowed to go were like single parent mother homes where there was no dad in the house. Not to say that, all dads are bad or anything, I'm not saying that, but I'd say 90 to 95% of anything that would happen in that kind of setting would be male induced, like by a male causing the chaos of those events, if you know what I'm saying, rather than a female. Not to say females don't do that, but it's just much more rare than a man being the one doing that. Yeah. So next question for Versha, full read. Let's go. Third, full read, my current energy upgrade happening and what to look out for in the coming weeks left of 2025. Looking for the joy core coming back and getting out of the spirals happening in my life. Yes, let's tune in and find out what's coming. It does feel lighter. And again, just you having that sense of detachment from S and having your own space has made it's created literally more space in your energetic field for you to examine your spiritual path in ways that are going to actually benefit your physical path. And as I'm saying all that, I'm like really zoned in on this Shaman's Dream Oracle. So we're going to grab this and get started with some cards from this. All right. And I realize, excuse me, I set the wrong timer. I got to set the full reading timer. So let's go back. Stop. Excuse me. Hiccups. Edit. Let's go to cancel that timer. And we'll go with this timer here. Okay. So you have about 30 seconds past what this timer is giving us. But anyway, what does Versha need to know? Oh, 2 ads back to back. Oh no, I hate that. I don't know how to turn it off. I wish I did. Ooh, a tidy house, clarity and organization. And I really do see, it's almost like you're making these spaces that you've kind of moved into. You've moved your clothes and your stuff away from his stuff. Make this room that you're in totally your space, your sacred space for you to rest and rejuvenate. That's really going to help you feel this connection to your spirit and help you with your path ahead. And then again, this feels almost like an extension of the reading that we did for the collective energy reading of new beginning. So new beginning and just tidying up energetically speaking and keeping your space free of any toxicity. Like, if maybe in the kitchen or the living room is a place that S will try to trigger you or pick fights or whatever, just keeping that energy out of your personal like bedroom or sacred space is going to be very important. Anything else Versha needs to know about the next parts of this year, just future energies? Ooh, empty well, time to replenish. And that almost looks like an eye, but a spiral as well. And the well is symbolized by the divine feminine. When it's empty, that means the masculine has had to come into your masculine has had to be like in defense mode, in survival mode. And then your feminine energy would have to retreat to the back to be saved by your masculine energy. So this really is coming to allow you to refill your divine feminine well in this space. And we do have the number 16, which is the Tower card in tarot. So it's almost like an internal tower of, okay, all the things that are going on in the outside. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock, right as I say that. This really is about you refilling your well and replenishing and healing. Oh, there is a Wi-Fi router there. Rest. He doesn't come there. Okay. So what I would say for that is if you have any shungite or black tourmaline, those are really great stones you can put around the router. If there's no other place you can put it in the house, just try to, like if it's in one corner of the room, try to sleep in the exact opposite corner of the room if you can. Thankfully, my husband moved our router when Wrigley moved into this room. He moved our router down into the garage, which you have to go outside and then in through the main garage door to even get in there. It doesn't make the signal any worse, but I am getting less headaches, I've noticed, since he's put that down in the garage. So I know a lot of the ways that these entities can come through and hook into our energy fields and into our to create illness and stuff is through these frequencies of the Wi-Fi and stuff. Or if you can have it turn off, you can turn it off, flip the switch or unplug it or whatever when you go to bed, or just have it on a timer. I know there are ways you can have it on a timer to where the Wi-Fi turns off every night at this time and then it's back on every morning at this time. That way those frequencies aren't blasting while you're sleeping. And I read that they're now able to, there's an AI thing that's able to, without cameras, without anything extra than just your router, it takes the frequency that the signal of the frequency of the router itself, the Wi-Fi will bounce off of the walls and the things in your house and you as a person, and it can show people where you are in your house, what position you're in, what you're doing, just by using the router. No cameras necessary. That to me is terrifying. Let me just see if I can find that article. So being able to turn that off when and if you're not using it is going to be very beneficial to all of you listening. You don't have to leave it plugged in all the time or turned on all the time. You can turn it off, especially when you're trying to sleep and you don't want those Wi-Fi frequencies messing with your sleep, because that's when you're the most vulnerable of all. But let's just see. I'm not even going to trust Google with that one. We're going to go to Yandex. I keep forgetting to use it. I need to move it down. Okay. Wi-Fi router. Okay. I got to spell it correctly for it to probably figure out what I'm trying to say. I don't even know what the search criteria would be. Mapping your body. Oh, used to produce 3D images of humans. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Ooh. So we still have some time because I set that for. Okay, and I love this. So I used Yandex to find this. As you can see, this is Yandex. Clicked on this. I love now that we have to have disclaimers. There's no AI generated content. This article is written and researched by humans. And I noticed KRS Astrology, he's also a photographer, a really great street photographer. And he will even have to put in the bottom of his photos, not AI generated. A real human took this photo. How sad is that? But I do appreciate it, because then I'm sure AI will start being like, oh, not AI generated, human produced. I'm sure. Yeah, simple Wi-Fi routers can be used to detect and perceive the poses and positions of humans and map their bodies clearly in 3D, a new report has found. With the help of AI neural networks, we have neural networks in our brain, and they will mess with our neural networks as well. I can't even go on Facebook without all these AI. And it's very clearly AI, but there are some that are getting so good you can't tell what it is, but energetically I can feel something's off with it, and I'm like, it's AI. I just feel it. All right. Somehow my dogs got out. That means the door is wide open down there. I should probably go alleviate that. Let's see. Okay, so if you have an iPhone 12 Pro or later, which most of us probably do at this point, or the 2020 iPad Pro or later, they come with LiDAR sensor, which is a pulsed laser beam mainly for AR, augmented reality applications. You can try out what 3D object mapping looks like by downloading the Polycam app in the App Store. So you can actually use this technology by downloading this app and having access to it. And imagine hacking into someone else's home or router, what you could have access to. This is scary. And that LID, whatever it was, LIDAR, you'll notice a little beeping light right here from time to time. There it was. Oh, it was over here. That's what that is. It's constantly scanning and mapping what's going on. And so when you're looking at social media and you make a face like, ew, what is that? Or, oh my God, or you're crying because something made you emotional, it's tracking all of your facial stuff to tell you, or to tell the algorithm what to feed you next to keep you hooked. It's becoming very expert at reading facial expressions. You thought, oh, I'll just cover my camera. Like I have this on the back. I'll just cover my camera. Can't see me anymore. The whole screen is mapping you at this point. It's scary. I don't know why we need to go on that tangent, but we did. But let's just close this out by seeing just anything else. I mean, I'm hearing protection is going to be very important for you specifically, Versha, the next part of the rest of this month and year, because you have a lot of access to your true divinity, your higher self, your true spirit, authentic source creator spirit, whatever you want to call that you haven't had access to before in this incarnation, or you've had just more access to it. And of course, the more access you have to that, the more the entities want to either scare you, shut you down, feed off that energy, whatever the case may be. But yeah, you are protecting yourself and gaining more access to your divinity. I really do see that. Anything else before we close out? Balance. Yeah, there's some balance here. And you being able to remove your energy and some good surprises, good new opportunities, creative expression, you being very creative. So maybe you're even setting up a creative area in this room or in this level of the house potentially, or somewhere in the house that you can call like your studio or something, where you can be creative. So rather than putting shields, isn't my inner light can help? Yeah, your inner light absolutely can help. And again, it's almost like what we were talking about. Instead of trying to fight the matrix by, okay, I'm going to shield myself from you and protect myself from you, it's more like I'll take off this old shirt that just doesn't fit me, and it's no longer my life, my path. Just shining your light and living your light is enough to scare a lot of this BS entities, principalities off, if that makes sense. I did drawing in the room and use it for meditations and card readings. So it already does feel like a sanctuary and very creative space for you. So that's really cool. So we're going to wrap that one up, but I'm going to go and close my door downstairs because I'm feeling like it's getting cold in here and even the door's open. And this is normally the hottest room in the house, whether it's winter or spring or summer or fall. So I'm going to go do that real quick and I'll be right back. Right back. Good puppy. Good puppy. All right. We're back. You're so welcome. Anytime. Okay, so next I think is Marlene. Let me just check our list. Yes, we have Marlene, then Florence, then Amanda F. All right. So the Wi-Fi router tangent I went off on was kind of for everybody to know, general information. So yeah. Okay. So Marlene, go ahead and post your question, my dear. We're going to get right into it for you. Hey. Hello, I've been losing trust in my husband. Is he deleting texts between him and his ex? They share an adult child together. All right, let's tune in. Okay. I'm already feeling like, yes, there may have been some texts deleted, but weirdly enough, the intention isn't like, oh, I need to hide that I'm sending sexy photos back and forth, or I'm whatever. It does feel like it's deceptive in the way of, you do deserve to know what they're talking about, but it's not that the things they're talking about are really scandalous, I guess would be the word. Just more friendly. It feels like there's like friendly energy where maybe before there wasn't. And he just doesn't want you to know about that. And then we have some confusion here. Not that he's confused about your connection with you, but like, it's like she's giving him signals. Not, again, this is not in a love relationship kind of way or let's get back together kind of way. This is more, maybe we can actually be friendly toward each other. Yeah, and I don't even see that she wants him back. He doesn't want her back. It's not anything like that. But it's almost like he does have this guilty conscience because it may be taken that way or interpreted that way. There was a messy past in the beginning. Yeah, it definitely feels like there was a lot of chaos between them, toxicity. But things have kind of come full circle to where, again, it's not neutral, but it's like, especially on her end, it's like she's remembering the good times between them. Not that she wants to rekindle that, but it's almost like she just wants a new way forward with him that's more friendly and supportive rather than just not in each other's lives at all, which I'm sure if you had it your way, especially because their child is now an adult, that you may never see her, or he may never see her again, except maybe at this child's wedding or grandchildren or whatever. Like, you may never see her again. Like, that's more where you would like to keep things at. But it does feel to me that this ex kind of wants more of a friendly, like, oh, maybe we can meet up at times as family and like share in the joy of this or that. And I don't even see that he fully agrees with her, but he is almost kind of envisioning this like one big happy family. Like, can't we all just get along? Not that he actually wants that though, but it's almost like her being more friendly toward him is kind of opening his mind that, well, maybe things can be more, more kosher, more friendly, more whatever. I don't though see that it's gonna result in anything great or grand or, oh yes, we are one big happy family. I don't see that it's really gonna change much. So any worry that you may have or have had about, well, what if she is in our lives more? What if this? What if that? I just don't really see much coming of this other than maybe they are slightly more friendly toward each other. But yes, I would say to answer your question, Marlene, there have been some texts and they have been deleted, and he'll pretend or play it off like, oh no, I didn't text her. But he did. But again, I don't see that he has any intention to break up your family or go a different direction or even try to entertain bringing her in or try to tell you, hey, let's include her more. It's more of a, that would be nice, but I kind of like my life the way it is. So it's almost to me like he may have, and it's kind of more in past. Again, I have a difficulty tuning into, is it recent past, right now, or near future, but I'm really getting a past vibe from this, that there have been times where he's like, I mean, I just wish she would just not be how and who she is and just be like neutral, be nice, be able to like communicate in an adult way without being a freak. But then at other times he's like, I wish she wasn't in my life at all. That's more what I'm leaning toward, but it's kind of more recent past of him like, well, what if it could be different and it could be more friendly? But at the same time, he doesn't truly want that. It's more just him entertaining the thought of it. Um, yeah, let's see. I would not like her to become closer to us. Yeah, for sure. And that's where this is gonna be. Is like you'll get the power here. Not that you need to overcome anyone or be, controlling anyone. It's not even like that. It's just energetically, it doesn't even make sense to try to expand anything in that direction. So it does feel to me like it'll kind of be par for the course moving forward. Um, but just you knowing that he was dishonest or potentially deceptive, it kind of, it does hurt. It stings, right? It's not, even though you probably know deep down in your heart he would never go in her direction again, just the fact he's being deceptive and deleting things and maybe not even lying about it, but just kind of what's the word, lying by omission or just not bringing it up or what have you. It definitely puts things on a footing that you feel very uncomfortable. Oh, you did catch him. Okay, there you go. Well, that's the thing. And he's going to honor what you would like as the outcome. So if you could share, if you haven't already, just have a conversation, like, what is your intention with you? You were texting her. I caught you texting her, whatever. But instead of like blaming him, like, you did this and you did that, and how dare you? And it's more you sharing, like, well, what are your intentions moving forward? I don't feel comfortable having her become more of our family or even more communication between the two of you. Like, I don't feel comfortable, and just sharing where you stand on it. And you will learn. And Marlene, I see that you've been with your husband long enough that you can tell when he's like adamantly like for something or when he's just kind of like being impartial. you're going to feel the vibe from him that he doesn't really want to involve her either. It's just more he was trying to be cordial, trying to go along to get along. Um, and it kind of did backfire because you did catch him. Again, not that he was trying to purposely be deceptive. It was just more that he was just not wanting to even rock the boat with you about this at all because he really had no true pure intention to expand anything in her direction anyway. It was just more him trying to be nice and placate and hear her out with certain things than him having any intention of, hey baby, what's up? You know what I mean? Yeah, and so I definitely see this kind of being a non-issue into the future to where she's really just not on the radar at all. And you won't even have to worry about her texting him or him deleting texts from her or anything like that. It's just going to die out and die off and just not even be an issue. I say within about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, this will kind of be a thing of the past. But again, that trust was breached or broken. And that's going to be the thing that now needs maybe some focus or a bit of repair but with the two of you, because he did breach your trust by doing that. So there may be a bit of chaos or confusion, conflict, that fun stuff that, you know, we all have to have those big boy and girl conversations about. But once you have these conversations, and especially when you let him know how it affected you and made you feel, however that was, that'll kind of put things to rights and him want to step up and do better and be better and not be even entertaining anything with her, even if it's just very much at a like arm's length with him. He doesn't even want to go down that road anyway. So the fact you caught him and now he feels guilty and like it's a whole thing. So I can see the intent for him was never to, oh, let me, you know, chat with her on the side and then lie to Marlene about it. Like that was never his intention. It just kind of, again, I'm not saying he's innocent either because he did it, but like he had no intention to make anything expand in her direction. I'll just leave it at that. And as far as things in the forward momentum moving forward, I don't even see that this is going to be an issue. But it's just, again, the breached trust, the broken trust is probably the main issue of this. And that might take some time to kind of iron out and him prove himself, you know, by his actions and all of that. So that part will take a bit of time. But yeah, trust is very important. So yeah, I'm so sorry that happened. That's just truly just like, why? Life can be so much better when we focus on this. Like, why does this even have to be a thing right now? Big hugs to you, Marlene. But yeah, again, his intentions are not anything like, let me go see what's going on over here. Not at all. Not at all. So if that's any consolation here, I hope that helps. But yeah, it's just that breached trust. That's going to be the thing to get back to rights. In time, I do see you being able to do and reconcile that with him. So, and him to be more honest. If she does reach out, him being more honest and saying, here, this is what she texted me. This is what I texted her. Nothing was deleted. There you go. So, all right. Big hugs, Marlene. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. We have Florence. All right. Let's go to Florence. I think she posted her question up here, so I'm going to scroll up. Florence. Okay, maybe she did. I see her say hello. Okay, question. Let me timestamp just in case, but sometimes she's here when we do the reading. So we're at 152:23. Okay. So what blessings are coming into my life in 2026 for Florence? Oh, and I will start the timer because I forgot to do that the last little bit here. Which, no big deal, but whatever. Here we go. Full read. What blessings are coming into Florence's life in 2026? All right, good stuff. I'm hearing good stuff. Some good stuff coming in. What do we have here? Okay, so there's some healing from a broken heart. I mean, obviously on the surface that doesn't feel like good stuff, but it is, because healing is always good. There may even be a potential love interest in 2026 that feels like at first like you're all swept up and just feeling all the feelings, but then you realize very quickly certain red flags with this person that basically helps you dodge a bullet of getting into this long-term committed relationship with someone who's going to ultimately break your heart. So that is a blessing, actually, that you're seeing maybe some warning signs or red flags with a person that, and it's not even someone you're meeting in person, it's just someone you're talking to online, but feelings are there, like regardless if you meet this person in person or online. And you're going to be able to vet out very quickly with certain red flags or ways of behavior, patterns of communication with this person that, okay, maybe this isn't the best for me to get involved with this person. Not to say this person's a bad person, it's just that he's just not your person, if that makes sense. And it's just going to save you a lot of time learning or realizing down the road long term that they're not compatible with you. So that's a blessing. That's actually a true blessing, is not wasting your time in love on someone who doesn't deserve it, or there's a better match for that and this person's kind of taking that better match's place in that meantime. I feel like going to the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Woo! It fell right into my lap. The Unmarked Trail with Revelation. So we have number 57, which adds up to a 12, which adds up to a 3. Very creative, very collaborative. There may be some sort of like group, tribe. I remember like a drum circle. I don't know if that's literally what this is, or it's just kind of the vibe of like a spiritual tribe, spiritual group going on some sort of spiritual retreat, ceremony, gathering, spiritual gathering. It's very spiritual, off the beaten path is what I'm hearing as well. I know Unmarked Trail, off the beaten path, that makes sense. Where you can really connect, and it's very, very specifically to the divine feminine. The divine feminine is going to play a huge role in your life in 2026, Florence, and your connection to your own feminine energy and just being able to manifest. This does feel like, so if it's not literally South America, there may be something with South American vibes, or something you learned that originated in South America that you're bringing into your spiritual practice, or maybe even potentially going on some sort of retreat in South America, that is going to help heal a lot of this past trauma, not just from a potential like connection here in 2026, but unrequited love, broken love, all this stuff from your past, grief and love from the past. There's this healing that's coming in at some sort of gathering, get together, retreat, even a friend trip. It can even be a friend trip, something like that. So you will also be tested. Again, these are blessings we're tuning into. You will be able to notice when you're being tested for kind of being pulled off your path. And I like to say we can never be truly pulled off our path. We will always be on the right path. It's just when we're kind of feeling aware of, I don't like the path I'm on, that they can then reroute or divert to a path that feels more sustainable or sufficient or supportive of where we want to go. But you're going to be getting a lot of signs, especially in the dream state, downloads, premonitions, about ways that you can shift your life from missing those opportunities. So instead of missing those opportunities like you may have in the past, you're going to get like forewarned in your dream state, or even in like a download, a daydream, or just a thought that you have of, what if this happened, or what if that happened? And you being able to circumvent that bad thing, or that, wish to be able to do these things, but then, oh, I have all these bills I have to pay, so I can't do those. Like you're able to circumvent any kind of challenge or problem you may have with certain things. So that, I would consider that a huge blessing, as well as being able to see the writing on the wall with potential unmatchable love interests. So a lot of what you're seeing, except that like spiritual, like elevation, level up. Basically, you're getting a big spiritual level up in 2026. But as far as the physical rewards of that, is the veil is lifting for you, to where you can see where you're being blocked. You can see where people are trying to waste your time. I would consider these huge blessings in disguise, potentially, because on the surface, you're like, well, I'm not really gaining anything. But really, you're not losing a lot. That's really what this is showing, is you don't have to learn these hard and fast lessons, like maybe the past version of you did, Florence, in years past. You don't have to go down this road of love, or try to make this friendship work with this person, or this opportunity fall through. You don't have to go like so far down the spiral of these certain things happening. It's like before they even really happen, you can say, yep, not the road for me, not the path for me. I'm going to go this direction instead. So it's like you're able to cut some of this stuff off at the pass before you having to go learn these hard lessons because you've already learned them. And this is almost just like the matrix testing you. Like, did you really learn that lesson? Let me throw up another red flag relationship. Let me throw up another this, another that, just to see if you learn the lesson. And you're calling out the BS of the matrix pretty often and very quickly in 2026. And then we have the 13 here, which is that divine feminine energy. Again, it's very prevalent in your 2026. So let's see any signs, symbols, synchronicities, messages, guidance for 2026 for Florence, what she can expect. All right, here it is. 2 of them. We have clouds with distractions. Again, that's that matrix, wanting to throw up distractions when you are focused on a path ahead. And that's where you can put some energetic boundaries in by shining your light, just saying no to all the red flags and the matrix tricks, as I like to say, matrix tricks, because there is this communion or partnership that you will find in 2026, or if it's not in 2026, it's like you're readying yourself in 2026 for this very divine partnership with a love interest moving forward. And you're going to have a lot more energy. We have the power lines. We have the number 36, which adds up to a 9. It's one of Nikola Tesla's 369 numbers. But that is a number of completion and then stepping into new energy or getting ready to step into new energy. And 2026 is a universal year number 1 as well. So that makes perfect sense why, maybe there are some distractions coming in because you do have more energy to spend on things. And Matrix knows that. So there's like trying to put up all these distractions to get you spinning your wheels and wasting your time and refusing the call and, taking on these journeys that just aren't going to be beneficial. And instead, the gift coming in for you is you're going to be able to see, no, that looks like a time waster. Not even going to download that game on my phone because I know I'm going to be spending way too much time on that. And just being able to know ahead of time what's best for you and avoid what's not great for you. So that I would say that's a huge blessing coming for you in 2026, Florence. And then we have fun on the back of the deck with flamingos. So just having fun. And to me, these like lawn flamingos are very kitschy, very, kind of gaudy looking, fun, whimsical, fun, eclectic, eccentric, just finding new ways to have fun that you maybe have never tried before. So this could be going new places, meeting new people, trying new foods. You're just feeling very vibrant and kind of this zest, lust for adventure, so to speak. And it really is kind of giving like personal year 5. That doesn't mean you have to be in a personal year 5, but it's kind of giving the energy of a personal year 5, which I'm currently in a personal year 5 for myself. So it's been kind of up and down and sideways and everywhere. And I want to do all the things. And my ADHD is off the chain right now. But I see you being able to actually focus and avoid those distractions in 2026, Florence, which is a huge gift because time is one of our greatest currencies here. And for us to be able to, be wise with the time we're spending, the attention we're paying is everything. So good job to you, Florence. 2026 is looking much more focused but also exciting. Oh, Amanda F says, thankful I'm able to connect while you are live. I sent donation for full reading with question and message box in PayPal. Thank you, Amanda. Oh, you're so welcome. And I want to say you are next, Amanda, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to my email here. You are, my dear. Okay. So good afternoon, Amanda. Good afternoon to you also, Amanda. Amanda's in the house. Ooh, you are in year 3 next year. Ooh, that makes sense. It's a very creative, I love that. That creative energy. That's also very adventurous energy too. I would say next to the year 5, 9s can be adventurous in ways, but for many people, it's mostly about closing out cycles, but it can be very purposeful as well. But threes are fun. Yes, you are so welcome anytime. All right. Let's start. Let's read the question, then we'll start the timer. All right. Good afternoon, Amanda. Question: what modalities should I invest in for myself while my desired path is on hold while helping family? I want to take this time to build myself in a supporting direction until I am able to start school. Thank you, and have a super duper blessed day. Thank you so much, Amanda. You as well. What modalities should you invest in? All right, let's start our timer and tune in for Amanda. What modality should she invest in to use this time wisely before going to school? Okay. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. We're getting like the marriage, the wedding, the contracts card, the home card. There could be some sort of home. Um, two things kind of came to mind, and these do not have to be your literal examples, but just examples in and of themselves. This could be like a wedding planner or party planner. This could be what was the other one that came in? There was another one. Oh gosh, I'm already losing it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Bring it on. Oh, here it is. Like home decluttering, or like helping people declutter homes, or maybe the family that you're helping them declutter their home. But this is also good advice for you, decluttering your space, your home. But there's some sort of business or something. You could even be like body work or energy work that you're doing to help yourself or others, or may even become like an income stream for you. I'm gonna leave more time on the timer for you, but I want to go out to my life purpose oracles. I love those to really tune into like what are the nuance of what you can focus on. So let me go grab that. Should be right here in my closet. All right. Maybe. Well, I have cards in like 4 different locations currently, and my big card closet is kind of disorganized. So I did not find what I was looking for. Unless it's still in here on one of his little shelves. No, I'm not seeing it. All right. Well, I grabbed 2 random others that have nothing really to do with life purpose, but like we're going to use them anyway, just to see anything else for Amanda. What does she need to know about what modalities to focus on as she uses this time wisely? Ooh, we have water. We have emotions. We have initiation, rejuvenation. So this could even be, I'm seeing, oh gosh, what's her name? Veda something. Veda Austin. That's her name. Veda, like Veda, and then Austin, Austin, I believe. She will show water a picture or think of something, and then she will freeze the water in this petri dish, and then the water crystals will form. It's not like solidly frozen, but like that. I can't remember what they call it, but kind of between frozen and not frozen. And it actually communicates with her. So there may be something you're literally doing to communicate with water. It could be literal, but this also could just be helping people through emotional upheaval or to process emotions. I'm really seeing a lot of like spiritual gifts, and any one spiritual gift specifically, or even if there's like 2, 3, 4 of them, Amanda, that are really speaking to you as far as I would love to know more about that or get better at that. Just you having that desire or that drive or that inspiration to get better or learn more about a certain modality, that is your green light to go in that direction. So if you have 1, 2, 3, probably no more than 4, because usually we can only focus on so many little things or big things at once, to go in a direction. But anything spiritual. Look at this. Lucid dreaming with awareness and opportunities. So you may be getting a lot of information in your dreams as far as what to focus on modality wise, but I'm really seeing a lot of orangey yellow here. Very solar plexus energy. This is about gaining confidence or putting yourself out there. There may even be, I don't know if you've ever thought of starting some sort of social media presence, YouTube channel, something like this. Even if you don't plan to show your face, you're talking or speaking about something that you feel very passionate about, and you do not have to. This is where people fall short or think, oh, I could never. You do not have to be an expert in what you're talking about. all you really need to do is be 2 to 3 steps ahead of where your desired or target audience is currently, to be able to be some sort of mentor or voice of knowledge for somebody in whatever modality it is you're looking for. But we have the daydream card here with imagination, allow your mind to wander, and quiet time. And when this card comes up for me personally, it is always talking about getting back to my writing. I do creative writing, so I'm writing like a book series, a spiritual young adult book series. So there may be a book in you as well, Amanda, that you can be, even if you're not writing it right now, but you're getting ideas from maybe that one day when I'm gonna write the book about this or that. And these may potentially be like a self-help or kind of like a memoir almost. But if you are into more creative writing, that could also be an avenue or an outlet for you as well. And remember, when the timer goes off, we still have another minute or so because I was out there looking for cards during your reading. All right. Anything else Amanda needs to know? What modalities to focus on while she has this time? Ooh, stop the timer. Okay, so here's some slippery energy. So this may be a little more difficult to tune into, but it's not like impossible. It just, there may be a lot of distractions or you're super busy and that's why you can't quite get to these. Okay, this makes sense. He's got a rooster on his head. Get out of your head. So this is really about getting back into your body. So there may be some modalities like breath work and what else is another one? Just really feeling your emotions, good emotions, bad emotions when you're triggered, just even doing like what you would consider like a feelings expedition or exploration where maybe you set a timer on your phone or like a reminder like 3 times a day just to tune into your emotions. You just drop what you're doing, you close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and you really feel like, what am I feeling right now? And even if you're confused, like, what am I feeling right now? Just try to feel any sensations in your body that feel anxious or, fluttery or painful. Just feel into, and that'll help you get out of your head and into your body. We have quantum jump. Okay, so there's going to be some spiritual elevation, no matter what modalities you're focused on right now, Amanda, or into the near future. There's going to be some quantum leaps. And we have the 36, which is a very, again, 369 kind of number. 3 plus 6 equals 9. There's a lot of cool like math stuff to do with nines that always resort back to a 9, to a 9, to a 9. We have inner truth and metamorphosis. So there is a huge like spiritual upgrade or elevation, evolution, level up that you're going through and desiring as you focus on these modalities. But the main modality you're focused on is just tuning into your spirit, because when you can tune into your spirit, a whole Pandora's box of opportunity, modalities, ways of moving in this world will just start to open up to you in ways that you could never have imagined. So I'd say use this time wisely by potentially doing some journaling, just maybe even writing out like a 1-year plan, a 4-year plan, a 5-year plan, just to say like, what is it I want to study? What is it I want to work on, look into? What is it I want to clean up or declutter in my energy, in my home, in my life, in my family's lives? Like, what do I want to do to help? Because there's a lot of beautiful gifts that you have as far as being able to help others on their path as well. And I would say, as far as one individual modality, the sky really is the limit for you. You can do all sorts of stuff. But one of your best modalities is just knowing how you feel and who you are and what you're here to do, and being able to connect to your own spiritual gifts, and then being able to potentially share those with others. And there are many ways you can do that. There's not just one modality you should or have to focus on. But I would say if you need just one thing to focus on, that'd be your own spiritual progress. Because as you tune into your spiritual path, your purpose and ways you can help others will start to illuminate as you help and progress on your own path and as you help yourself. All right, Amanda, I hope that resonated for you. Okay. And I did not timestamp. I don't know if she's still here or will be watching later. Okay. Woo! Got a lot going on with these cards. Just want to flip, flip, flip. Okay. And once again, Florence, if I didn't say so already, thanks again for your donation, and you are so welcome. I'm seeing your comment there. And then also Amanda and everyone else that donated, thanks again for your donations as well. And it's absolutely my pleasure to read for you guys anytime I do. All right, I think we are caught up. Let me just double check our donation list and make sure. Yes, we are. So I'm going to go do all the fun things that I do, have lunch. What else do I have going on today? I don't know. The days have been running. It's been kind of nice. Like, let's just be honest. It's been nice not having sports going on right now. Once soccer and football ended, we're kind of in this 3 to 4 week no sports, but we still have Boston's driver's ed every night from, I think he's at 4 to 5:30. And then if he's driving, sometimes he drives during class. And then other times he drives from the 5:30 to 7 slot after class. So our nights and whatever have been pretty chill. And I think that's a big part of how I'm able to just like relax and just be. Because when I'm going to this sport, that sport, this, like I love supporting my kids and I love watching them and I love being involved and out and about. Like I do love that. But there are certain seasons of life that I just need an effing break. And right now is one of them. And I cannot be more grateful for the break that I'm getting right now to be able to actually get back into my own spiritual rhythms and routines and just actual physical rhythms and routines as well. It feels good. Feels good. So I'm really thoroughly enjoying this season of life where things are slowing down just a bit for me, but just in time for them to pick right back up again, I'm sure, once basketball starts for Wrigley. But Boston's not doing high school basketball. He's not even going to try out or anything because he's at it's a double A school, so it's a big school. So it's already like, they're like A team because Boston was always on the B team because A team's like the best kids. And then Boston's like one of the better players on the B team. And they have like 10 players on the A team at his middle school. But then you have 2 other middle schools in town, plus his middle school. So 3 total middle schools with all their great A teams, say 30 to 35 kids, all wanting to try out for these freshman high school spots. So he's already just kind of like, yeah, I'm not trying out. There's too many kids that are so good at basketball. He's more of a I like basketball rather than I love basketball. But he's still kind of debating. He's thinking about still doing baseball. I'm not sure if he's going to do Legion, high school, or Little League. He has options. And he doesn't do travel ball. We're not even going to get into that. But yeah, he's got options. And of course, golf. Golf will be the thing. This reminded me of the attack you were talking about. Oh, wait. Kate is back as well, and I am engaging her in some fun before her math class at 3:30. She was upset when she came as the bus driver made her sit with the girls who are very mean to her from school. Oh my gosh. Why do bus drivers get to dictate? I mean, unless someone's being bad or misbehaving, how can they tell them they have to sit with certain people? Like, I still don't understand. Reminded me of the attack you were talking about as an upgrade and connect more with my spirit. Yeah. That's another way entities can work, is just to inspire this bus driver. Not that the bus driver themselves is a bad person, but entities working through their thoughts to be like, oh, let's put her with these specific kids. Even though the bus driver may have zero information about the fact that she does not get along with these kids, the bus driver's like, just sit with those ones over there. That's another way entities can work. But yeah, just protecting and allowing her to shine her light. These ways can help alleviate some of that, but also it almost acts as like this lighthouse for these entities to know exactly where to go. So it's almost like this catch-22. It's almost like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. But at the same time, I would say I would always recommend shining your light versus dimming it. Always. Consequences be damned. Whatever, devil may care, whatever may happen. But yeah, that's what I told her. This is Matrix trying to get to you and me through the girls and the bus driver. I asked her not to give her power away to these girls. There you go. And it's interesting because when we start to take our power back, that also triggers these people like, oh, they think they're better than me. Who do they think they are? Because a lot of these people are good people, again, that entities are working through them, making them seem like nasty people too. So it's like, what do we even do? What are we doing here? It's so hard. But anywho, yeah, just do your due diligence to try to help everyone out and keep everybody even keeled, even ground, even playing ground. All right, you guys, well, I'm going to go. I just saw another thing right here by the window. Did you guys see it? Like right here. around here. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I will be hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot on Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And I think we're going to do a free one card pull. I do believe we were due for a free one card pull this live stream, but I really want to do a collective reading because of all the energies of, the lights, northern lights, and all the fun things. So we're going to do that free one card pull on Friday. So be there prompt and early, and you'll be able to get in on that. Guaranteed. All right, you guys, much love, peace, and I will see you next time. Bye.